My name is Jess Parks. I have been living in Jonesborough for 17 years now, and I love it here. Family brought me here originally, and I have been coming to the mountains every year for a family vacay since I was a little girl, and it was a place we could come escape. And I had been living in Orlando for, at least 4 years, and coming up one summer, I could see myself here, and I decided to move.
Okay.
Yes, they lived in that big house that's behind storytelling, so it was very picturesque and magical, and I watched my parents transform the place, just make it become part of town with a tour of homes, progressive dinner, and through that, after I moved and just volunteering and helping them with the house, and I lived there when I went back to school, I really got to know our community. This is just a very nice place to put some roots down, and knowing how big the arts were in this area and always being part of the arts kind of outside of education, I was really drawn to it here. Well, I started out cake decorating, and then I was a head baker for a catering company in downtown Orlando, and then I went over to ETSU one day. My parents kind of motivated me, and they're like, well, just go see what it has to offer, because I've always had a hard time with school because of ADHD and whatnot, but I went over there, and I don't know if you know me very well, but I can be a little lippy, and I went over there with my big hair, and I got it in the building, and they seemed to be able to tolerate me, and I could see myself flourishing there and really doing something with my art. And so I applied and got in, and I got to live at that beautiful old historic home for 3 years and spend 3 years out at ETSU doing exactly what I should be doing. And after I graduated in 2012, it happened to be just really good timing with this McKinney Center, and it kind of led me here, Since then, our community have really been rallying around the arts. It's a very small community, and we all kind of know each other, and I have just seen so much in the past 10 years, things that did work, things that did not work, and I know how much work has to be put into it. I went to school for studio pottery. I have my BFA. It was mostly studio hours, and I primarily went out there to pretty much learn everything from scratch, how to drive every single kiln, how to build the kilns, how to break every single glaze down, clay bodies, temperatures, every single material. We would measure, heat it up to see what it did, and then we can develop our own methods and materials to use in class for about a third of the price. Half of the price, and it's something I've been working very hard on every year since. And now I've always drawn really well. That was like my pottery. I love 3D. My 2D is just as strong. It's been almost my strength since the beginning, and I've actually got that onto my pots, and that took me 10 years. And I also paint huge canvases now with the same kind of sea creature designs, in which I put on, I could sculpt out of wire a sea creature, I could make it out of clay, I can paint it, and I can even do alcohol ink on glass. So I have just been personally just developing my own style and working on it in my own time secretly, and then I come out and I share it with my students when I figure it all out, because there are other people that want to know what I'm working on, and it's really nerdy. It's almost like IT. But when you connect with somebody who's like, what have you been doing in your closet? I want to see your bin of strange, and it really helps people grow and get to the next step when they've been struggling with that themselves. And we all kind of have a little fear of something, but I'm not afraid to fail to try it out. And half of everything I try, I fail, but just not knowing would kill me. So I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida. I've caught lobsters. I grew up fishing every weekend with my dad. We used to go net and get the bait, and then we'd go fish with the bait, and then we'd eat for dinner, and we'd get back out there the next day. So I love animals. I love creatures. I didn't really grow up around a lot of mammals. You know, I was always with my snorkel and in the water looking at stuff, and just the movement and the light that comes through. It's just it's a different environment. Sometimes I get upset, and in my early time in my life, I would be kind of negative with reactions of things. So now if I get upset, I go into the studio and I take that and I turn it into something beautiful. And it's a more grown-up way of handling my emotions. So a lot of the time people are like, oh wow, that's so great, why'd you make that? And I'm like, I don't really want to talk about that. So, but this is a better part of my day, and it's something that I can just close all my doors, go do what I want, and it has nothing to do with my parents, my students, my person, my friends. I grew up a lot on the river too, where I'm from. I love the springs. You can get out there with the manatees and do that kind of thing. So I grew up on a canal, like during high school. A lot of my friends lived on the canal, so just driving out to Boone Lake, going through the canals and all that, I get out there, I'll put in on a boat slip, little put in, and I paddleboard. I go and paddleboard like 3 hours a day. I meet the people out there, you know, I ahoy, I get to use all my sea terms. There is nothing more beautiful than being in the water and looking around and seeing all these mountains, because where I'm from, it's like you just see nothing forever. Maybe a shuttle will go by or something, but it is just so flat. And then at night here, it gets like 60 degrees. The mosquitoes don't come out and pick you up and throw you in the water, you know. You can like kick your shoes off, go walk the dog, and you're not going to melt and die. I'm into the climate. I hate winter. I absolutely hate winter, but that's when I really concentrate on my work.
Do you consider yourself a Jonesboroughian?
Yeah. I mean, if they'll accept me, I've been here for almost 20 years, and I will say, I would not be where I am with my pottery career if it wasn't for my fellow Jonesboroughians. Somebody had to buy my first works. I'm telling you, my work now is a lot different. I support my Jonesborough community because they supported me, and if they weren't there, I could not be here right now. Someone had to buy those pots that weren't great. I'm not kidding. They treasured them, and you know, like I couldn't be more appreciative and grateful to have that kind of support in my community, because it's not an easy gig. Yeah, and they bought all my ugly so I could make better ones and get better. Yeah. And they encouraged me. Like they encouraged me. They liked them, and I'm like, oh, I don't even like them, you know. And they're like, well, make something new, and here's $20, and it's like, I think I will. And it, you know, I hadn't had that before here, ever.
What do you think about people moving here and things getting bigger?
I am not a real big fan of that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you asked that. I don't really want to say anything negative. I did not move here to sit in traffic at my favorite light over there, and then they put 30, I went 25 the whole way down Boone's Creek. That's why I was 5 minutes late. I like to go 55 on Boone's Creek, okay? Yeah, I don't really care for all the population growth. Yeah. I love the people. I love the money that it'll bring to our community. But all the other, like Walmart, I'm battling over there now. I feel like there's a lot of life going on downtown than when I moved here. When I moved here, it was only open from like Tuesday at 10 o'clock to Friday at 5. It was shut down for there was nothing going on. It is live down there. It's so live, I don't even go down there. I don't, and I love that music on the square is still happening, so there are still some very adorable, charming things that haven't changed, but I feel like the growth and the business possibilities have really changed for a positive direction to help the community, which it was not here when I moved here.
You felt especially grateful to live here.
Oh gosh, have you ever been to a parade downtown? Have you ever seen our float in the parade and feel proud to be like, those are my people? Look at our stuff, and it's so fun. The place is so safe, and it makes me feel part of something, and that makes me feel proud and grateful. It really does.